You may have noticed with some filters, when you apply them, the effects are a little too intense. For example, in this case, I would like to take this photograph and give it a very soft focus. And if I could try using the Gaussian blur filter, but even at its lowest settings, what I'm getting is kind of out of focus as opposed to that nice dreamy, soft kind of focus. So it's a very simple technique to use, but it's so powerful because you can use it for so many things. And it starts off by duplicating the background layer. So as you've seen, if you've watched these movies before, Command or Control J duplicates the background layer very quickly. And then what we do is go back to the filter, and we're going to still use the Gaussian blur, but we're going to apply it a whole lot more than you think you might want to. In other words, going to blur it so much that it just looks totally blurry to the point where all detail is lost completely. Now, in order to get that nice soft, dreamy Vaseline on the lens kind of look, all we have to do is lower the opacity of the blurry layer so the sharp layer starts to come through. Look at that nice effect we're getting as a result. Now, if you want to, you can also play around with some of the different blend modes. For example, overlay might give you a slightly different effect. Darken, each one will give you just a slightly different effect, sometimes actually changing the impact of the filter completely. So basically the overall concept is very simple. Duplicate the background layer, apply the filter, and then lower the opacity or change the blending mode. Let's try a different one. Duplicate the background layer. Try a filter, which if you've ever tried, you'll agree that it's pretty bizarre because there's no options. It just does find edges, looks pretty ugly, frankly. However, if we once again lower the opacity and or play with some of our blending modes, I'm going to press V for the move tool, and then Shift plus or minus, and it will toggle through the blending modes. And now you see we're getting some very interesting effects by doing those two things, lowering the opacity and playing with the blending mode. So check it out for yourself. You'll find it adds a whole new dimension to filters that otherwise might not seem to be all that useful to begin with. I'm Dave Cross. I hope you enjoyed this little tip, and please enjoy your summer. I know I will. See you next time.